I cannot believe that I'm saying this, but Gen 10 is starting to leak. Yeah, I'm honestly in total shock. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was in a meeting with Connor discussing the rest and finalizing our plan for Pokemon Legends ZA stuff, and this all started to drop just within the last hour. And I am just in absolute shock because there's a ton of details that are coming out from the Terra Leaker right now. We are going to dive into those here, as we speak. Now, again, we are not the ones leaking this. I want to be very clear on that. Centro and some other people are the ones putting this out there. It is making its way all over Reddit, and obviously that is something that we are going to talk about and cover here. Before we get any deeper, make sure you guys like and subscribe. You don't want to miss out on any of the Pokemon content we have coming out here at Haus. We are doing Gen 10 stuff. We are doing Pokemon Champions. We are doing a ton for Pokemon Legends ZA, which is coming out, by the way, in a couple days, and we're already getting all of this. And I am just so excited to go through all this stuff with you guys. If you do not want Gen 10 spoilers, still make sure that you subscribe and then go check out all of our other content. If you're okay with it, there's not a ton that's necessarily getting spoiled per se, but we are learning a lot about this game, and I'm really excited to go into it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on these in the comments section below. Do know, as well, take this with a grain of salt, because there are things that have been put out there into the world in the past that are, they're ever-changing, right? These Terra leaks are from last year, so in case if you didn't know, I'll give you just a brief kind of breakdown of what those were. Somebody was able to get a ton of files from Pokemon. They, revealed a bunch of stuff, like even like a flying Eevee that was, projected to be coming out for Alola, and did not. They, leaked, that there were things that were coming out for Pokemon Legends ZA and Gen 10 that they weren't going to leak, but they just pretty much leaked everything from Gen 9 and the past, right? Just a ton of different Pokemon that were, left on the chopping block, different things. There was supposed to be like a southern Kalos that we were supposed to go into in, I guess it was going to be Pokemon Z, the follow-up game to X and Y. So a lot of those things were all put out there. And then it was such a bad thing that Pokemon and Nintendo have been going after this person. They've been trying to find out who it was that was able to get all this information and leak it all out there. And now, after promising they weren't going to say anything about Legends ZA, and for the most part they haven't, they also said they weren't going to do anything for Gen 10, and now they're leaking everything. I do not know why. I don't know if they've lost their mind. I don't know if they have just said, screw it, they're already getting sued. They might as well put everything else out there. Maybe they found a legal loophole that is going to keep them from getting in trouble. I don't know what is causing them to do this, but yeah, this is an image that I made, just so you know. We're not going to Greece. And this has been enough time for you guys to wait. I just wanted to give people an opportunity to leave if they wanted to. Let me know what you guys think about these. Are they real or not in the comment section below? Again, things can change. Take it with a grain of salt. Centro has been wrong plenty of times in the past, but Riddler Coup, everybody is kind of in on this one. So these were at least planned at some point. Here we go. Coming out, Pokemon Gen 10, which, by the way, we are expecting to hear about in February of this upcoming year, so about 4.5 months from now. This is all supposed to be coming out then. We will see if they end up being right, but then the game is expected to come out about a year from now, so we're about a year ahead of time, and this is nuts. Pokemon Wind and Pokemon Waves. That is what they're saying. It could still be a code name, but this is what they are claiming is the name of the game. We also have the theme is Infinity, which is interesting. I don't really know what that means, and it's directed by Shigeru Omori. Let me check. I meant to do this beforehand. I did not get a chance to because I wanted to get this to you guys as quickly as possible. But Shigeru Omori, let's see what they have designed. So, in terms of Pokemon, this was the person who, wow, they went and got one of the best ones, I think. So Omori worked as a game designer and a map designer. They directed Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Directed as well things like the Pokewalker, which we knew came out with Pokemon, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. This person was also the director of Pokemon Sun and Moon. And has been the director on pretty much all the other Pokemon games at different points And this is just like, this is the guy who has been making a lot of Pokemon games for a long time now. So pretty incredible that Omori is the one who is working on this game, who is directing this game. Pokemon Wind and Waves is in Indonesia and Southeast Asia, which is so much better, in my opinion, than the Cyclades. Even though I was very excited to go to Greece personally, there's just so much more room and things for them to do if they are going to use this island system, right? Because the game can be very big and just a lot bigger. There's going to be bigger islands. It's not just going to be like a bunch of small little island hopping. This is the big stuff. I got to take a drink. I mean, my God. Okay, anyways, we don't know if the region setting has changed during development. Okay, so what they're saying is that there's a possibility of things have changed. It's still island, but it looks like there were some documents from 2021 that said it was going to be in Greece. Now it's looking like it's going to be in Indonesia and Southeast Asia. Here we go. Pokemon Wind and Waves overall inspiration. So we've got this as well. The machine translation is, the theme is infinity. This world has endured since ancient times, and it will continue into the future. Past generations entrusted something to the future. We now receive that something and live on, entrusting it to the next generation. People are driven by unseen force. People are propelled forward. People, nature, and Pokemon are connected. What kind of world can we leave for the next generation? Is the world we have now truly something we can entrust to the future? The winds and the waves of time, storm and whirlpools, the unseen force creates nature, brings forth abundance, and gives birth to peace. The unseen force destroys the environment, breeds pathogens, and spawns conflict. It's hard to call the modern world a good one. I feel sorry that this is the only world we can leave for our children. If that is the case, then at least I want them to acquire the strength to survive in this harsh world. What kind of world can we leave for the next generation, and what should we pass on to them? This is the story of parental responsibility and children's rights, endlessly passed down through every age. Play that continues infinitely, land that expands infinitely, and evolution holds infinite potential. Is this like the game? Like, when they're talking about infinite, is this going to be a game that is just going to just put everything in it eventually? Like, is this going to be live service? I mean, look, it's a very existential kind of thought process behind this, and that's absolutely incredible in its own right. But like, the first thing that I'm hearing right here is that like the game is going to continue infinitely, the land is going to expand infinitely, and the evolutions hold infinite potential, meaning that they're just going to continue like Pokemon. Like, this could be like their new ethos. Really and truly. I mean, that's insane, actually. Okay, then we have here from Centra as well. Riddler Coup has confirmed that the information we shared is correct. Pokemon Wind and Wave is set in Southeast Asia. The Greece rumor was fake. That's what I'm saying. Take some things with a grain of salt or not. We talked about it being in Greece before. There's still a chance that this is not like true, but it's very rare for me to find so much information coming out at one time from something that is fake. And this is, again, apparently coming from the Terra Leaker, the person who had the information, at least this information, up through 2024. And this is, I mean, they've been working on these games for a while. So, yeah. Pokemon Wind and Waves, legendary Pokemon. Package Storm, Storm Package Pokemon. Rola's old man lives on an island that repels people, possesses the power to correctly guide people in Pokemon with the power of wind, only accept humans who have properly raised and bred Pokemon. Okay. Interesting. And then you have Package Wave. Roll is an old woman. Okay, so maybe that's like what they're personifying it with, but like obviously it's going to be a Pokemon. Lives on an island that repels people, possesses the power to correctly guide people and Pokemon with the power of waves, only accept humans who have properly raised breed Pokemon. Okay. Interesting. The Storm Package Pokemon. Okay, wait. This is the same thing? Yeah, this is the same thing. Oh, the Seed Pokemon. Okay, so maybe you have, like... Maybe this is what they're going to claim where Pokemon have all come from. Like, the start of them, the Seed Pokemon. Because they're going to talk a little bit more about the Seed, but... It's interesting. It's kind of a little bit like what, if I remember correctly, kind of like what Lugia was. Where it was, kind of blocking out, the people from its island and then all that kind of stuff. But this is... Between the storms, so you can't fly into it, the waves, you can't surf into it. They are blocking that island for sure. The new battle mechanic for Pokemon Wind and Waves. Tenko Waza, which could be translated to weather moves. Now, we already have weather stuff, so I'm curious as to what this would actually mean, how this would work, but it sounds like the weather is going to play an important part. Seed Pokemon are baby Pokemon of species encountered in resort areas. So seed Pokemon equals pre-evolution. So are these the baby Pokemon that we have seen before? This Pokemon is rarely seen in this land, and no one has seen its evolved form. When you go to the island where the package lives, it begins to evolve. It is said to have infinite variations of its form. Okay. So then this seed Pokemon may be its own Pokemon. Oh, I hope they're not copying what we did with Sun and Moon, right? Like, that wouldn't be great, but a pre-evolution, and then once you get to this place, then they evolve. So there's apparently a new mechanic, a type of special Pokemon in Gen 10 called Seed Pokemon. The baby Pokemon can be found in Resort. Okay. Okay, so that they're claiming that this is part of the mechanic. Excuse the language there, but here we go. Characters. Goodness. Okay, protagonist lives in a big city. Kuala Lumpur is going to be the basis for it. A city kid, their mother wins a trip in a lottery, and they're taken on a vacation. The mother lives in the city, works from home while raising 2 children. She won a trip to the lottery, is taking a long, relaxing vacation. Let's click onto this one here. Okay, I guess not. There's different replies here. Land Development Team. They are the evil team, a for-hire group that destroys nature to expand land for profit. They have no ideals. They just complain while working for their salary. Okay, so sounds very much like real life. The professor is 21, apparently. A nature guide working at the hotel known as the Survival Professor. He researches the relationship between weather and Pokemon. Studies Pokemon that can become the embodiment of weather itself. Castform is going to have to play a big role in this game if this is the case. Although knowledgeable through books, his real survival skills are inferior to blank, a professor's friend. So there you go. The weather technique, a new power-up expression, performs an overall attack. Okay. So there's that. The document even details how the final boss will play out. Not going to spoil that. That's good. Pokemon Wind and Waves starts the adventure in a big tourist city. They mentioned that they specifically wanted to break the pattern of always starting the game in small towns. Love that, actually. No problem with that because, your adventure can start anywhere, right? So I'm fine with this. In Pokemon Wind and Waves, you start... Oh my gosh, there's more. Okay. Holy crap. This literally just updated as we are going through this. Let me make sure. Yeah, we are... That's actually insane. Okay. Man, I hope you guys are... ready for this. Okay. In Pokemon Wind and Waves, you will start your adventure in the big resort hotel. Apparently, they want this hotel to serve as an MMO lobby. Is this the Pokemon MMO we've been waiting for 20, 30 years? Oh my goodness. They might be finally doing it. Maybe that's why they've taken so long to get everything right. That's why they took a 3-year break between, major games. Like, this would be incredible, where you could see other players interact with them, have quest boards, etc. Now, this is from early development, and they said the Game Freak likes to scrap ideas, so that could be the case here. But that would be insane. Friend, this Pokemon is a rare Pokemon that lives only on this island. Friend, it seems like when it evolves, flowers bloom, but no one has ever seen it. However, according to legend, it's said to have an infinite form. So that's what they're talking about with the seed Pokemon. With Pokemon Wind and Waves, Game Freak wants to tackle the jungle environment, which really hasn't been seen. That's true. Survival in the jungle will be one of the main themes. That's awesome. You're probably going to have, like the forts and stuff that we had in Gen 3, I believe it was. Every Pokemon can be ridden or touched. Man, no wonder they were upset with Power World. That's kind of crazy. This image leaked a few months ago, and we purposely ignored it as we thought we didn't want to distract from Pokemon Legends EA, but this is real. This is Pokemon Wind and Waves, and yes, you can explore underwater. So this is a Luminion underwater. That's actually incredible. I mean, those graphics look insane right now. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, we continue here. Originally, Pokemon Legends 2 was going to be set in Johto. Okay, so this is other stuff. Okay, cool. We'll go through that at another time, because they were also leaking stuff from the pre-beta stuff, or the beta stuff from Pokemon Legends ZA. So we will go through all of that as well, but look, this Wind and Wave stuff is incredible. This is so much information. If this is true, and I want to say if, right? Because again, Centro has been wrong before. Riddler Coup, they've been wrong before. But this is apparently coming directly from the person with the terror leaks. And that person has given a lot of good information and a lot of things that we have come to find out are very much true, right? Like, I think they are the ones that also leaked all the different mega evolutions, so 26 new ones that we are getting for this game that's coming out in a couple days, and that was true. I'm really still truly in shock. Like, this game, if it's the MMO, really and truly for Pokemon, and they make this expansive world, and then they just start adding on, you know, Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, right? Like, if they are able to add all of that stuff to this game, then, I mean, guys, we are going to be in a very different world than what we have ever done with Pokemon. And for the 30th anniversary, this makes sense. What I will say, we will continue to cover any leaks that come out on this, but we will not know for certain until February 27th, 2026. That is when we will likely get the trailer for the next game. I'd be shocked if they did it any other time. That's the 30th anniversary. That's the time they make their biggest announcements. So I really and truly fully expect us to find out about that then. Until then, we'll continue to cover Pokemon Legends ZA. I hope you guys seriously have enjoyed this. Again, make sure you guys subscribe. We're going to be putting out so much content. We're going to continue to cover these leaks, by the way, over at the Game House. Here, I'll have to give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. Because we have, I believe, I want to make sure. I believe we have an updating article here by Connor. We do. Here you go. Or actually, I can just bring this over. What am I doing? So this article that Connor is doing, by the way, is going to continue to update with all the different information as we learn about it for right now. So just, if you want to find out more information, if I'm not able to get enough of it to make it like a full video, you can go here and you can check it out. This is going to be how we're going to be doing stuff, you know, for a long time here at Game House with all the Pokemon stuff. So I hope you guys will join us for the ride. I hope you've enjoyed this information. Let me know what you guys think. It feels real to me, but let me know if you guys think that it could be fake. And that is going to wrap it up for us on this one. So from our house to yours, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one.